Um, Alright, this is the old mesh model I made in the last project one, and you can see there are too many floors, so and the curtain panels are separated. It's hard to make them optimized. So I made a new model based on this conceptual mesh model right here. Load this adaptive ellipse shape into the building form. In this model, you can see this is a blending shape and having two separated facade and make put surface on the two facade and at the U and V value, they're making them having equal, close dimension with each other. And then I put the curtain panels on top of the pattern in a pattern family, which is right here, called the panel 1. Let's go to the family. Right here you can see this is a very simple rectangular square shape. It's just easier to do the later analysis. And then load this form into the project. Here, what I call the here. So we started with dynamo, to make the sunlight analysis. The first step I did is finding the family, the element of the curtain panel, which is right here. These three nodes are for finding this element, and this one is to find the midpoint, the central point of each panel. And in this group, there's several nodes for sun setting according to the midpoint of the panels. You see the sunlight will be associated with the midpoint of the panel, and it will be it's translated into numbers, and because this shape is a 360 degree shape and it has negative value, so I have to put the absolute number nodes right here, and then setting a range for the numbers from 0 to 1 for this set of number. And you can see the list on top, right? And this will connect to the color value. So the next step is setting the color. I chose red and blue, and putting a number slide in front, so I can change the whole color darkness and to make it brighter or darker. So this two nodes connect to the to different value, to different size, which is will result in the face which facing the sound, which the other one will be behind. The other thing is making all the values range from 0 to 1, and all these points will be related to the color in a linear way. So and this color will be, you can see in this watch node box, you can see all the points have different colors. Alright, and the last step is connecting the color of the points to the resulting color, and this is where the elements at, and they were connected to each other. Okay, so you can see when I changing this slide right here, the color will be changed on the facade of the building. It's getting darker, and right now it's getting brighter. And also as the sunlight direction changes, the color on the facade, on the building facade, will change adaptively. It's a little bit slow, you can see. At the back is blue, and we're facing the sound will be red. It's very slow right here. So this is the first analysis I did on the building facade. Okay, so next is the next Dynamo file. It is changing the building color relate to the distribution of the red and blue accordingly to the formula, and also by changing the slide. And also this is the same thing, like snapping the element of the curtain panels, and it's also on the surface of the panels, finding the points. But right here I'm not gonna make the midpoint. I'm gonna trying to find 2 points on on one panel, and they were controlled by their value. Their U and V value will be controlled by a number slide right here. And also I gave them a relationship that they will add it together to be 1. And at 2 points they are opposite, on the opposite way. So they will have the vertex, the vector will be direction from one point to the next. So right here, because in a diagonal way, I mean, so right here, the XY value can be different. I mean, as you changing the slide, and the value of xy will be changing accordingly, but the value of z will not be, because it's just on one panel. It's really very little different between each other, so just making them connect directly at the point where the point to define the height of the point. And right here is putting a formula inside, which is a cosine formula, and making them multiply by the because the value of the cosine formula will be range from 0 to 1. I mean the absolute value. So multiplied by 255 will be the color range in RGB. I mean, and this is the Z value. We also have the same to the alpha value, and this is the result group. Okay, so as you can see that when I change the slide, the color will change accordingly. When the slide is at two ends, and the color will be more mixed color, and they will be scattered with each other and having more colorful facade. And if it's at you see the value is low, and it literally looks similar to each other. That's because the in the diagonal line, that if you in the opposite way, and it just making the positive value to be negative value, and because when I have the absolute value, so it's the same. When it reaching the midpoint right here, the color will be all mixed together. It just look like purple, because it's blue and red color. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this